You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Hazelton Honda.
Welcome inside Lakeland Stadium. We're in Chapman Lake, Lackawanna County. Tonight is the District 2 3A Championship as Lake Lehman battles Lakeland. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, and welcome to a beautiful night for high school football up at Chapman Lake. When there's no jacket required in November up at Chapman Lake, it's going to be a great high school football evening. Joining me, as he always does, is Jan Seachak, former Tucanic area coach, and Hannah O'Reilly will join us on the sideline shortly. And Coach, early on in the summer, it was, will there even be football due to the COVID-19? Well, not only was there a shortened season, but we have district championship here tonight. In 3A, it all came down to what happened last Saturday.
Who would have thought that a shortened season with this COVID craziness would have come down to last week's game? And we had Coach P at home texting us at the outcome of the Scranton Prep loss, saying, nope, we're in, and the game's here at Chapman Lake.
And they have Lake Lehman here tonight, and the Black Knights lost last week to Crestwood in overtime, their first loss of the season. They have an offense that averages nearly 40 points per game. It all revolves around their quarterback. He's our Toyota Spotlight player, and that's Ethan Adams.
Ethan Adams just became Lake Lehman's all-time leading passer last week. This young man is a dual threat running also. He had 124 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns last week on the ground.
For the Chiefs, they were off last week. They may be a little bit rusty, but they are rested. They have one of the best running backs in the Lackawanna League. He's our other Toyota Spotlight player, and that's Giovanni Spataro.
Giovanni Spataro is just shy of 4,000 career yards this year. He is a tremendous running back, and he shows his skill with his speed, his stamina, and more importantly, his strength. He's also a dual threat on the defensive side of the ball at his linebacker position.
As we mentioned, a beautiful night for high school football and Friday Night Rivals. Let's check in now on the weather with Allie Debicki from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
Hey everybody, I'm Chief Meteorologist Allie Debicki here with your Friday Night Rivals forecast. Through the duration of the game, looking at dry conditions, high pressure is in control for Lake Lehman versus Lakeland. Your kickoff temperature holding to the upper 50s, close to near 60s. This is mild for this time of year, and by halftime we'll only see a drop of about 4 or 5 degrees, holding on to the mid-50s. We'll talk more about your forecast coming up at halftime, but for now, we'll send it over to the field.
Thank you, Allie. This will be the 4th meeting between these two teams in the last 2 seasons. Lake Lehman has won the last 2. But the last time the Chiefs played here against the Black Knights, Lakeland won 6-3 in overtime. Who will win the District 2 3A Championship? Let's find out. It's Lake Lehman and Lakeland next.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
And here come the Lake Lehman Black Knights trying to rebound after their loss to Crestwood. And Lakeland, they haven't played in a couple weeks. How rusty will they be? Both teams on the field. We are set here at Chapman Lake up in Scott Township. And third member of our crew, as always this season, is Hannah O'Reilly. And Hannah, there will be fans in the stands for this district championship game.
It is a beautiful night here at Lakeland, and we are excited for tonight's playoff game. Now, Lake Lehman actually hasn't won a district title since 2013, and Lakeland in 2006, so these teams should be proud of themselves. You know, they almost didn't have a season. They got to play, they played hard, they played well, and they made it into the playoffs. Now, even though it is a playoff game, there are still spectator policies put in place. Here's going to be who's cheering these guys on tonight. Each team is going to have 200 fans in the stands. Lake Lehman has their cheerleaders here tonight, and Lakeland has their band and their cheer team. So like I said, everybody's very pumped up for tonight's playoff game, and it's going to be very interesting to see how these teams do. Bob and Jan, back to you guys in the booth.
While Hannah was talking there, we had the Lackawanna College kickoff. Lake Lehman will have the ball first after Lakeland deferred the opening toss, so we'll see. Our quarterback, Ethan Adams, will take a look at him after this play. And here come the Black Knights onto the field, averaging 37 points per game. Very balanced offense. It all revolves around number 11. He'll start out in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. From the 37. First play of this District 2 AAA Championship. And they'll go long. And just out of
the reach of their tight end, Luke Spencer. Here is the J.K. Kitchens and Design quarterback, Ethan Adams. 1,500 yards, coach. What you like, again, just four interceptions.
And 17 touchdowns. He's Lake Lehman's all-time leading passer. He just reached that plateau last week, and he's got a tremendous arm on him. As we just saw, he went downtown. He's just putting the Chiefs on notice that they can throw the ball deep.
He will take off, as the Comets saw last week. So after the incompletion, four-man rush. This is Ryan Iden out of the backfield, the 5'11 senior who's rushed for 558 yards. He's up for about 1 yard.
They go with the RPO on this, the run-pass option. They give the ball. He's running the zone, that outside zone, and the Chiefs' defense is really being tough up there. Brings up a 3rd and long for the Knights.
We'll take a look at the offense momentarily, as it's a no huddle for Lake Lehman. Lakeland on this season just giving up about 12 points per game. Adams rushed, goes out into the flat. It goes incomplete. The Black Knights on 4th down look like they will punt.
It's a nice job. They go with the rollout. He's going to his left. He's a left-handed quarterback, so this should be an easy throw for him. But again, the defense, nice job, and broken up by number 12 there, John Siemens.
So back to punt, Luke Spencer. Good rush put on, nice high kick. Mancuso bobbles it from his 22. A lot of white jerseys, they take him down quickly just past the 30-yard line. So Domenico Spataro is the sophomore quarterback. Again, 10 touchdowns, coach, just 1 interception.
That's a tremendous ratio there, too. But again, as a sophomore quarterback, he's been doing a lot of handing off to his older brother, who's just shy of 4,000 yards this year. But Nico has done a great job in terms of being able to pass the ball for the Chiefs, the offense this year.
So the offense comes on for Lakeland. They average 38 points per game on the season. Again, another very balanced offense, which Lake Lehman will have to take care of. They'll come out with 2 wideouts to the near side in the I formation. From the 32. Spataro breaks through, nice run, and almost broke it downfield. He'll go for 9.
Giovanni Spataro was very excited for this game. They do a nice job. Number 55, lead blocking there. Brandon Berry looking for work, and Giovanni getting to work. Again, just trips up a little bit. Lake Lehman's defense, they're packing 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And if Giovanni breaks that, he's gone. There's no secondary help back there.
Lehman's offense only giving up 98 yards on the ground per game. This time they read it. A loss on the play, shooting in Damian Conklin. Here now the Hazleton on the offense. Shane Barrett is the fullback, doing a nice job already. We talked about the number 1 and 26 already. The receiver is very talented on the outside. Mike Pigeon has 7 catches on the season for 231 yards. And boy, the offensive line, couple seniors up there. They're big, strong, and especially in the outside, Cross Douglas, 255. He's a Division I prospect as well.
He is, and they average 240 pounds across the line. And Bob, you said when you came up to visit, these guys, they were lifting each week that they were off. They were getting in the weight room.
Giovanni under pressure, and he's taken down. First sack of the evening for Lake Lehman, and it's number 55 again, his 2nd sack on the season.
Damian Conklin does a tremendous job putting pressure on. They are blitzing. They are going to be, the Lehman Knights are going to be putting so much pressure. That's why they have all the 11 guys within 5 yards of that line of scrimmage. Nice job by the Knights to shut that down and force a 3 and out.
What's the one thing you're looking for tonight, since both teams seem like they're very mirror images of each other?
Well, it's going to sound very coach cliche, but the team that makes the least mistakes right now is going to be the winner, obviously. But I know Coach Gilski is going to be mixing some things up.
Go ahead.
And they're going to end up, because I know Coach Gilski, he's going to grind it out like he did last week with Crestwood.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 18, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay third down.
Jason McDermott, our referees, and there you see the referees out of District 2, so a combination crew of Wyoming Valley and Lackawanna Football Conference. So third and very long on the opening drive for Lakeland as we go under 9 minutes in this first quarter. It was a 3-and-out for Lake Lehman, and now Lakeland had a first down on this drive, but then have been backed up by penalties and a sack. So let's see now what they will do. C.J. Dupree now will go in as quarterback. Of course, he played quarterback for a couple years here, his freshman and sophomore year. Lake Lehman was ready for that. They'll gang tackle the University of Maryland recruit. About a yard on the play, and here comes the punt team.
That was Nick Zabolski and Dan Cutson coming in there making the great job with that, wrapping up that big guy back there. Again, they were just trying to do the RPO with the quarterback, and he was keeping it.
So Dupree will do the punting. Ryan Iden back to receive this one in his own territory. High, long kick. It goes over Iden's head. Boy, he booted this one. And Lakeland's on it at the 2. Here now, let's take a look at the Hazleton Honda offense for the Black Knights, who are now backed up, looking at their own end zone. Saw Ryan Iden. We know what he can do. He has a lot of yards for the last couple of seasons for Iden. The receivers, we saw a lot of them when we against Wyoming area. Trumbauer having a nice season, 19 catches, 324 yards. And up front, again, real big. They average almost 250 pounds. And don't forget about Jake Simonson on the outside, 6'5", 305. And, boy, he's a baby. He's just a junior.
He's a junior. And with this offense, and we'll see him flex out at times at the slot position to really seal off those outside linebackers to allow Iden or Adams to run the ball.
So field position now going towards the Lakeland sideline as Lehman is backed up. Who has the ball? No one knows. It is Adams with the all-time fake. Faked out everybody on that, and that's what he'll do.
That's just how this offense is predicated with the run pass, the RPO. They're going to give great fakes in there, and again, you don't know who has the ball, and he really does a nice job snapping his shoulders over that. And again, Adams pulls it at the last moment. You see the linemen are all down blocking, and he gets a figured law for first down.
So a gain of 13 from the quarterback. Adams rushed there, trying to set up a screen. He hits an offensive lineman. It goes incomplete, second down on the way.
They were trying to do the middle screen to Wodrowski here. You see him slip into your picture right now. And again, nice job. Number 53 in there. He wasn't moving, and he made really a tough time. Cross Douglas did a really great job as a defensive tackle, not getting moved off the line of scrimmage.
So the Knights now, as you see, 4 wide receivers in there. This is the spread offense that Jerry Gilski put in the last couple years. They swing it out to Iden. He gets the corner, and he's taken down just past the 25, close to a first down by Siemens. Let's take a look at the defense now for Lakeland. Again, they're big and strong up front. C.J. Dupree, how about this for his career, Coach? 35 tackles for a loss. Talk about that in a second. Very good linebackers, very active in the secondary. As we see, they will be tested tonight by this Black Knights team. So he's about 3 yards short of a first down. He goes out of bounds at the 26-yard line. And we have a discussion now between the referees. I didn't see a flag down. So Coach Pawarchik, I don't know if they're trying to, probably a clock adjustment. That's what I would think. Maybe a
Well, when the official comes over and talks to the home team's head coach, and the head coach turns around and points at the press box, you know that it's got to be a time issue.
There is the second season coach, 9-6 overall. Bringing the Chiefs back. Both teams really eyed this season for the last few years because they had their team going when they were sophomores. They kept them all together, and both expected to be in this district final this year.
They did, and Coach Gilski and Coach P really were frustrated with the COVID situation, how many times it changed, and it still changes daily. But these guys, they knew they invested into these young kids when they were sophomores. They took their lumps, and now they're paying those huge dividends, and they want this season to continue.
So let's check in as we have to take care of a little bit of time. Check out the keys to the game tonight, brought to you by Keystone College coach first for the Black Knights.
Coach Gilski last week, it made him sick that they had turnovers against Crestwood. So he wants to take care of that. And then the time of possession, what he really was emphasizing was that he wants to control his offense, try to slow them down. We talked about that on our video blog. And he wants to have long, drawn-out drives to chew up that clock. But with this offense, the spread offense, and the type of players he has, they have great burst, they have great speed, and 2 plays later, they're in.
Well, that's what happened last week. They had the lead in the fourth quarter against Crestwood. They couldn't control the clock. The Comets, to their credit, came back and then finally won it in overtime. So Coach Gilski learned something in last week's game. Here comes the blitz. Adams gets out of it, and it goes, they're going to say he caught it. It's a beautiful catch on the outside by Colby Kennedy, and it's a figure law first down.
First and 10.
They went with the trips to that side, then they motioned him over, so they actually had 4 receivers to the left, and he did a nice job understanding where the sticks were to make sure he had that first down. He was 2 yards past it, so there wasn't going to be any doubt in anybody's mind.
Kennedy's 8th catch on the year. He has 3 touchdowns as well. So it's a second first down for Lake Lehman on this drive, which started at the 5-yard line. Now they can open it up a little bit. Adams with some time finds Trumbauer over the middle. Trumbauer into Chiefs territory for a figure law first down.
Trumbauer became wide open on that. You'll see this on here. This is a great view. Our camera guys do a wonderful job out there. You'll see him coming across. He's saying, I'm open. Adams, get the ball to me, and he does. Look at this. Tucks it away. The only thing I would tell him, tuck that ball in the outside arm.
Saw that a lot this year.
Yeah.
25-yard gain, and the Black Knights offense now getting into a groove. C.J. Dupree can really take a defense over, but they've been doing a nice job going away from him so far. Back out to Trumbauer, and he's up for about 8 more.
Again, complete to Jake Trumbauer.
The Knights are starting to settle in. They're doing the RPO. They pull out. And again, just a short pass, and Trumbauer does a nice job here, just keeping that drive going and gets that extra yardage and makes it 2nd and 2.
Jaron Bullock on the stop for Lakeland, who are now on their heels trying to figure out this spread offense. They don't see this a lot. Now, they did play Wilkes-Barre, did Lakeland this year. They do like to throw. They have some athletes, but I don't think they've seen an offense like this.
Not as balanced as I was waiting. I hesitated because I saw the jump. I was waiting for the flag.
You anticipated that.
I didn't anticipate. I saw
Yeah, Lakeland's wins, they saw Riverside, and of course they took care of them.
Yeah,
but it's a little bit, it's different than Riverside's.
No, Lakeland is so balanced with their run and pass.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, 53 defense, 5-yard penalty, result is a first down.
So as I said, the Chiefs saw the Vikings spread offense, but it's different than what the Knights run.
Oh, absolutely, because their running attack is very strong, And the difference between Riverside and Lake Lehman is those outside receivers. These guys are speed burners out here. They'll kill you with their speed.
So the penalty gives Lake Lehman a figure law first down. Adams on the carry and the option. He's up for about 4.
We saw the option. Coach Gilski brought that back against Wyoming area, and they're sticking to it because now that you're forcing Lakeland to start playing assignment football. And again, good job. The pitch wasn't there, so he just got that, and he got 4.5 yards on that.
Adams coming in at 68 carries. He's already carried it a couple times here tonight. We're under 5 minutes to play. A scoreless first quarter. Second possession of the game for Lake Lehman. And it's a drive that started at their own 5. Adams with time. Swing it out, and defense from Spataro is excellent on Trumbauer. It actually lost about those 4 back to the original line of scrimmage.
Wow, Giovanni Spataro, you saw his burst right there. How fast he is, and he closes down on it. Again, Adams is looking. He's got time. He gets that ball off. Quick pass, and look at that. He just came from his linebacker spot. Great wrap tackle and brought him down for a 4-yard loss.
Couple tackles for a loss for Spataro. Doesn't really start on defense, but in a game like this, you put your best athletes on the field.
Absolutely, and we know that Spataro, against Wilkes-Barre, he had that fumble.
That's right.
Recovery for a touchdown.
That's right. Movement up front again. Both teams amped up for this game, as you might expect. This may be backing up Lake Lehman. Jason McDermott's going to find a spot to tell us what the penalty is.
Prior to this snap, encroachment, 54
Back to
defense, 5-yard penalty. Still remains 3rd down.
Second time on this drive.
Yes, it is. And again, that's one thing that being off for 2 weeks will do to you. You get out of that game mode because you just haven't had a chance to do that for 1 full week. And these guys, again, Bob, you mentioned it. The adrenaline's flowing. They've got a lot on the line right now with this game.
Yeah, Lakeland's last game, we are actually in the same place we are right now as against Dunmore. And they won that 21-6. Swing it out to Iden. Gets on the edge, makes a big hit out of bounds at the 20. He'll have a figure law first down, and looks like they will be inside the Allied Services red zone for the first time tonight.
Well, you're going to see why Ethan Adams is Lake Lehman's all-time leading passer right here. He puts that swing pass perfectly placed and allows, look, Iden's got great speed, great burst, and he's, again, these two teams are so evenly matched. They're tough, they're fast, and this is just going to be a great game.
The senior Chris Nolan on the stop with a nice hit.
Chiefs are playing that cover 2 with this spread offense.
10th play of the drive. Adams looking towards the end zone, and he gets it to Trumbauer, but right there on the spot is Mike Pigeon to break it up.
Mike Pigeon just showed why he has been an all-star up here in the Lackawanna County. The way he breaks to this ball, he's got decent coverage. Again, he's got lots of time. Adams, lots of time to throw, sees it, and he just breaks that in. If you notice where his right hand was in between the receiver's arms, and he broke that up.
You mentioned the time he has. The offensive line is playing very well in there. I mean, even stopping C.J. Dupree on the end position. They'll move him around a lot. Here comes Dupree after Adams. Adams gets by him, throws it into the end zone, and it looks like it's intercepted. No. Referee says Pigeon didn't have it. It goes incomplete. Intended in there for Jacob Monco.
You're going to see Adams here, gets flushed. Here comes, you just mentioned, C.J. Dupree. Just gets out of his reach. He runs a 4.640. Adams does a nice job reading that, holding on, extending the play. Oh, Pigeon, that was, wow, great position, but the official's right there.
So a big 3rd down on this drive for the Chiefs. This is play number 12. About 4.5 minutes off the clock as well. Adams likes to roll to his left. He does. He goes over the middle, and it goes incomplete into the ground. So a big 4th down oncoming. Now, Lake Lehman does have a very good field goal kicker, Max Pacheski.
Yeah, he does have a nice foot on him.
And in fact, he has a pretty good soccer leg as well. 4 goals this week. Now, Lake Lehman did lose in the playoffs, but he scored 4 goals on Tuesday. Yesterday, he scored 2 goals in the loss to Wyoming Seminary. So he's going to get a place down at the 27-yard line. So a 37-yard field goal attempt. High snap, kick is up, and it is good. Just to the left. We'll take a quick timeout. It's the Black Knights who take the lead 3-0. So the 13-play drive for Lake Lehman yields some points. Just 3 on the board as the Chiefs defense held with a nice kick by Matt Pacheski with the long leg of 37 yards. So 3-0 is the score. And he will now tee it up for the Lackawanna College kickoff.
Well, you can see why Pacheski's been so valuable for the Knights this year. He does the kickoffs. He's got a great leg. He's got that extra point. He's got the field goal threat. And he just puts that one back at the goal line.
Yeah, Mancuso maybe should have left it go into the end zone because he's only back out to the 18-yard line.
Pulverman wishes Lake Lehman good luck in the playoffs. Pulverman, located in Dallas, PA, is the leading manufacturer of sheet metal components. Pulverman is growing and seeking operators and technicians to join his production team. Pulverman is currently offering a $500 sign-on bonus. For more details, check out www.pulverman.net or call 570-255-5000.
So there's what the Lake Lehman kicker can do. Nice boot right to the end zone, and the special teams on coverage. Lake Lehman has the ball at their own 17. Second possession of the game, I should say. Into the fullback Barrett, and Barrett has running room, and he's past the 30, and it's a figure law 1st down.
Nice job trying to keep the Knights honest. Again, you pop that big, strong fullback in here. Again, you'll see this just a fullback trap in there. Number 54 is pulling up there. That's Mason Ormsby. Does a nice job crease blocking up there, allowing him to get up there and get that figure law 1st down and get them out of deep territory.
Barrett doesn't run a whole lot. That's his longest rush of the season.
And it's a good time to get it.
It is. Back to Sotero. He gets to the outside, and he is past up to the 45. It's another figure law 1st down for the Lakeland Chiefs. Gain of 12.
See number 55 on the pull right here. And look, Barrett does a nice job picking up number 28 coming at the outside linebacker, allowing Barry to come up and get to the 2nd level and spring Spataro.
Barrett is shaken up on the sideline. He's bent over, so they'll bring a new fullback in. And it's Robert Romanowski. 2 positive carries for Lakeland. That will set up their play-action passing game.
And Nico Spataro, we know, with his stats, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception on the year, we know he can throw the ball. Coach P calls timeout.
Didn't like something. So let's take a look now at the Black Knights defense tonight, giving up 12 points per game. There's Conklin and the big man Simonson in the middle. Hanley on the outside as the defensive end. The linebackers, again, active. Danny Kutz in there. 61 total tackles on the season. 2 forced fumbles. And the secondary, pretty good themselves. Kennedy has 3 interceptions on the season.
Bob, they have a total back there of 8 interceptions, and they have 3 touchdown returns from them. So their secondary is very well coached, obviously, but they are so fast to the ball. They do a great job, and obviously they've caused teams lots of problems trying to throw the ball.
So what's Coach P in our Adams Cable Service timeout saying to his team?
Keep the momentum going. We're not going to do anything crazy. Just be disciplined. We hurt ourselves last series with the penalties. Even on defense, they were lucky that they only gave up the 3 points.
Quick look at the Keystone College keys to the game for the Chiefs. Pretty much.
It looks identical to what Lake Lehman wants to do. Again, win that turnover battle. They know 2 weeks ago Giovanni had a little bit of problems with the ball handling, and then they overcame that. And again, they're going to try to make Lake Lehman really work the field this game, I should say.
Spataro hit, nice job. He runs right into Zaboski, the senior, and he'll gain about 1. Kutz also there, number 43.
You'll see this again. They're just, here it is. It's just a regular ISO. They're trying to go off tackle. Great job with the wrap on the legs. You take Giovanni Spataro's legs away from him, he can't do anything, and he has help. The Knights have help with getting the extra guy to the ball.
Coming up on the 1-minute mark here in the District 2 Championship. We're in the first quarter. Lehman has a field goal on the board, the only point so far in this game. Spataro back, first pass, looking long, and he's taken down.
24.
Trumbauer in for his second sack on the season, and it's a big one.
You'll see right here, he has a little bit of time. He's back there, but just as we were talking about, Bob, the secondary of the Knights, they cover you like a blanket, and there's nowhere for him to throw.
We had a holding penalty as well. That's why the clock is stopped. And that will back up Lakeland even more. So the sack really doesn't count. And they go to the penalty.
Because you get better, the field position.
Yep. So it backs them up to the 32-yard line. And the clock will roll now, and it's second and a long, long way for Lakeland. Good. Again, haven't played in 2 weeks, a little bit of rust.
But I'll tell you, when you have an aggressive defense like the Knights are showing, it's kind of hard because they're really active with their hands and feet, and when the offensive lineman starts to get beat, they're going to grab on and hold on.
Double teaming now, Dupree on the near side. They have Iden guarding him up front, and then number 22, Monco, behind him. So it forces another Adams Cable Service timeout by the Chiefs on this drive. Not something Lakeland wants to do. And again, Coach P talked about this during the week about the rust, and maybe they're showing that little rust since they haven't played.
Whether you're giving your home the makeover you always wanted or tackling that weekend project, the professionals at JK's Kitchen and Design Center are ready to help you with all your kitchen, bathroom, and flooring needs. Call today to schedule your consultation.
Out of sync would be the phrase I would use right now.
That's perfectly phrased, Bob. Because again, they're trying, and again, they're feeling that pressure, the excitement, the adrenaline, everything that's involved with this game because it's a district championship game. But they've got to settle and get back to what they do best. Again, not too many offensive coordinators are going to have a 2nd and 25 play that they know they can go to that's going to work.
What they do is try to get it to Dupree a lot, but you saw, we'll look at it now. They're double teaming him in front and behind. They have 2 guys covering the 6'5" senior.
Well, what they're going to try to do is jam him off the line of scrimmage, which will allow the free safety that's behind him to really help with the coverage.
They try to force it into Dupree on a little slant. 2 guys there, including Iden, goes incomplete. It stops the clock.
Well, they go with the slant play right here. And what's nice about this is the ball got tipped at the line. And, again, you saw the inside linebacker went to his hook to curl. And, again, basically sandwiched them with number 28. 43 and 28 for the Knights have been really active out there.
Not sure who got a hand on that. It might have been Conklin out there, number 55. Well, you don't want a turnover here. Maybe you just hand it off to somebody. There's not really a 3rd and 23 in the playbook. They're going to go long, and they're going to go downfield, and it's almost caught by Pigeon off the tip by Wodrowski. Boy, if he called that in, that'll be the catch of the year.
That would be, and again, the composure of the sophomore quarterback Nico Spataro here has time. Good throw. Gets that ball off. Just gets tipped at the very end. And again, Pigeon just couldn't haul that one in.
Dustin Heinrich was on the defense there and just got his fingertips on it. And it falls incomplete. That's the 3rd and 23 play we were looking for. So Dupree in again. Booted a nice almost 60-yard punt last time. Iden lets it roll and picks it up, which I think would drive a coach mad. And Lake Lehman will have it at the 15-yard line. 5 seconds left here in the first.
Mark Bednash Enterprises has the lowest prices guaranteed in home heating oil, which makes Bednash Enterprises your last call when you need oil. As the cold winter nights approach, call 570-876-9997.
Lakeland wants the field position battle, and they won it last time, but Lake Lehman did a perfect drive, almost 75 yards, to pick up that field goal.
Well, and Coach Gilski was saying pregame that he really wants the offense to take their time, be methodical, and get these drives and try to chew that clock up.
Out to Wodrowski. Some positive yards on the last play of the first quarter. And when we come back, Lehman on the move again. Let's see if they can pick up more points. They lead the District 2 3A championship 3-0.
I'm the best, 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 best.
Back at Chapman Lake on a beautiful night for Friday Night Rivals is the District 2 3A championship. Bob Ide, Jan Sechak, and Hannah O'Reilly here on the grass field at Lakeland Stadium. The Black Knights lead the Chiefs by 3. And I keep thinking 2 years ago it was 6-3 was the final.
And it was a very sloppy field. It was in the downpour of rain. It was ugly.
The Chiefs won that game, but Lake Lehman won twice last year in pretty dominating fashion. Both games were down at Lake Lehman in the back mountain. So Ethan Adams, just a little flip. Gets it out to Luke Spencer.
This is similar to the play they just ran right before the half. They run like an option, and if you notice where Iden is actually in front of the quarterback, and they just did that little flip play. They did that twice so far.
7 and 6.
So second down on the way. Ethan Adams back. He's going to go long for the first time, and Pigeon's right there. Great coverage on the outside, trying to hit Jacob Monco downfield.
Well, they were going for the size difference on this. But again, Adams does a nice job, sets up, and again, a left-handed quarterback throwing back to his right, throwing across his body, just led him a little bit too far. But Pigeon with nice coverage out there. It's amazing, Bob, to me how the teams have evolved to now getting the plays from the sideline and how well they execute.
Lakeland showing blitz. Here comes Barrett up the middle. Adams flips it, a little screen pass, but Lakeland read that one. Lagoda Dupree and Spataro on the stop, and the punt team comes in.
Nice job defensively. They go with this, just this little zip screen in here, and again, number 6 and 26 do a nice job. That's Lakota Dupree, the sophomore, doing a great job out there at strong safety for the Lakeland Chiefs.
So Spencer at his 15. Mancuso back to receive, the junior. High snap. Takes a couple of extra steps and gets a high hanging kick and a fair catch at the 36-yard line for the Chiefs.
Wayne's Family Diner in German on South Washington Avenue. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day starting at 6 a.m. Everything we serve is homemade with the freshest ingredients. Homemade meals at their finest. Good food, good friends, good times.
Lakeland's offense has shown some spurts and then have really shot themselves in the foot as we look at Jerry Gilski a couple times with penalties, backing them up in the 3rd and longs on their first 2 possessions. Let's see now if they can get things rolling. Patero has some positive yardage.
He does, and again, the way they keep running that outside zone with him and the power play with him, he's going to break one of them. Again, he's just got to be disciplined and just be patient.
Powers forward, couple yards on that. Of course, Giovanni, 3,800 yards, 38 touchdowns in his career. He's had 19 games of 100 yards or more.
Which is outstanding, and that's a tribute to the offensive linemen that allow those running backs to get those type of numbers. But again, it is the line that helps him, but again, he's a gifted young man. His role model is another number 26 that wears the same color blue, plays over in New York, you know, Saquon, and again, he's a big fan of his and Penn State.
Two or three flags come in. Not sure they're the same things. Patero with some positive yardage. He's right now up for a figure law first down near midfield. But let's see. I think we might have two different penalties on this one.
Illegal shift, number 26 offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Again, out of sync.
The timing is off, and you'll see he just starts to break a little bit forward there. Again, good lead blocking in there, and again, he's just picking and choosing where he can go. But again, they're not helping their cause right now. You just get that kind of effort in there, and it's all for naught.
2nd and long and 3rd and long, and not the way you're going to survive in a district championship football game.
Not with the caliber team that Lake Lehman has put out there this year.
4-man rush. Patero out to Dupree, and he had double coverage out there, but he had some space if the pass was on target. It falls incomplete.
Well, CJ was looking inside. The ball was thrown outside. So, a little miscommunication. We know the bread and butter for this team is their run game. Their pass game has been evolving. Again, Nico does a tremendous job back there for them.
Both teams run the no huddle. We'll get the play from the sidelines. Dupree goes to the far side. He has coverage up front and behind him. No safety back. Swinging out to Spatero. Nice hit in there. Didn't see exactly who it was.
I think that was 28 that came in, or 29. Luke Spencer, I think, comes flying in from his safety position. Nope, it was 28.
Biden with a big hit by Kutz and the linebacker Zaboski. Another punt for Dupree and the Chiefs. Can't get things rolling on the offense. They're going to have to rely on their defense most of this game.
And that's a tall order, especially with Lake Lehman's offense. They keep stopping themselves, and I'm sure Coach P is going to, at halftime, talk to these kids, or even now, he's going to say, guys, stop doing it. We're killing ourselves. They're not stopping us.
Another high, long kick from Dupree, doing a nice job on special teams tonight. The referee is going to mark it all the way past the 30, and Lake Lehman comes out again right at the 30-yard line. Up 3-0 in this District 2 3A championship game. Been a defensive battle so far. Both defenses have played pretty well.
For two teams that are averaging 38 points a game, it's amazing that the defensive battle has really been taken over tonight.
Lakeland had that one drive that started at their 5, went 12-13 plays, and ended up with a 37-yard field goal, and that's the only score we have so far. So Ethan Adams, the quarterback, the senior, he'll keep it. And he's ridden down quickly on the outside by Chris Nolan after about 3 yards.
Ethan Adams on a carry brought down by Cross Douglas and Chase Nolan.
You'll see in here it's the RPO. He just does a quick disconnect, keeps the ball. You'll see right there that number 67 does a nice job. Seal block, and Chase Cole pulls to the outside. And again, that's why the quarterback's going to read that guy, the last man on the line of scrimmage, whether he's going to run or give.
How about this for Chris Nolan, the 6-foot senior linebacker? 124 total tackles in his career here at Lakeland. 9 for a loss.
That makes for a long, long career.
Yes, it does. They hand it to Iden, and again, Nolan right there had one more, 3rd down on the way.
I mean, Chris Nolan, 6 foot, 200 pounds, is a solid kid in there, and he makes it really difficult. He does a great job. He saw the window, and he was patient, and then he closed it really quickly.
This is more what you're looking for in an offense. You want 3rd and short, not 3rd and longs, which Lakeland has been in continuously
times,
tonight.
yes.
Yeah. So this is 3rd and manageable for this offense with so many weapons. Adams keeps it after the RPO, and he's on his longest run of the night. It's a figure law 1st down, and they're inside Chiefs territory down to 40-yard line.
One of the keys for an RPO is a great fake. Look how 28 snaps his shoulders up over, forcing the defense to tackle him, and that springs him. Look at Adams. Nice job trying to get that extra yards with that extra effort of jumping.
Pigeon with the saving tackle after a 22-yard gain. A kid that ran the ball 24 times last week did Adams. He was shaken up towards the end of the game. They nursed his shoulder injury during the week. Moving up front in the neutral zone goes Hornsby for Lakeland. I think this will give Lake Lehman 5. But Adams not afraid to tuck it down tonight.
No, he's not.
Defense number 88, 5 yards down.
We'll mention right here, the winner of this game will host either Wild Missing or Middletown next week. They are playing in the District 3 3A championship as we speak.
Talk about powerhouses. Those two teams are going to be bruised and battered after their game tonight.
Oh, well, how about we give them 5 more back? Nope. How about we take 5 more? Again,
They're trying to time up with Adams' cadence, and obviously he's winning.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, number 6, defense, 5-yard penalty. The result is a first down.
Not the way you want to give a team a figure law first down. 2 straight penalties.
Lehman doesn't need help offensively, to be honest with you, because they are so potent out there, and they have surgical strikes when they start getting this offense on track.
Quick pass to the outside. Good catch by Spencer. And Spencer's up inside the 25. Gain of 6.
That time they used Iden as a decoy. They swung him to the right. And again, now Adams goes back to his left. And he's really encroaching upon now some of the Wyoming Valley Conference quarterbacks with the way he's throwing the ball and his yardages right now. He's right now, I got this information from Steve Bennett at the Citizens Voice, that Adams is number 11 in Wyoming Valley history in passing yards. And he just keeps adding to it, and we're only in the second quarter.
Yeah, near almost 5,000. He loses that. And a break for the Chiefs. Dupree on him quickly. Loss of 3.
That snap went over towards his right hand, and he had to reach for that. You'll see that. That was the center's fault right there. And again, Blaze Naprikowski knows that that rarely happens, and I'm sure he's beating himself up for that.
Big play here, midway through the second quarter. They give it out to Iden. He gets a block. And he's tripped up short of the first down. The ball comes out. They're going to say he was down. But good defense by Lakeland. He's short of the first down.
You see Iden on this. He how fast he is. He gets that ball, tucks it away, and he makes that cut. And again, he's trying to. The one thing that always drives, it still drives me crazy, is kids are always trying to get that extra effort, and they lay that ball out, and that's when he landed and the ball came out, but he was down by contact.
So on 4th down, Lake Lehman's in that neutral zone where, you know, field goal might be too long. He's going to go for it on 4th down. Hard count, no flag. Adams tucks it, and he's gonna, let's see where they mark it. It's gonna be on the mark. It's hard to tell the way the field is tilted a little bit.
It's the way that pitch goes, yeah.
To me, from this angle, it looks like he's short. And he is. Lakeland holds on downs, and the Chiefs take over with 3:35 in the first quarter.
Bob, you said it was about the defenses, and again, Lakeland does a great job. Again, that snap was a little high for Adams to get that, especially with the 4th and short play. But again, look at how the blue jerseys just converged to make sure that he couldn't get that 2nd or 3rd effort to get that 1st down.
Giovanni Spatero on the bottom, holding up Adams, short of that 1st down. The offense would like to get something on the board here before the half. They will get this 3rd quarter kick. Domenico tucks it. He gets a big hit, and finally is ridden down by big number 75. But he's got positive yardage, up about 6.
Nico Spataro has time to throw, and again, the secondary coverage by the Knights is tremendous. There's nowhere for him to go. Now watch this. He's going to run. He gets to the sideline, stops. He's looking, and he actually had help from number 55 in there. Nice job. Brandon Perry coming out and supporting his quarterback.
He's only run for 88 yards and 25 times this year, but they might need him tonight. Alton Dupree loses the handle. Had a little bit of running room and some blockers out in front, but it brings up 3rd down now.
Well, I personally felt that they would have to get C.J. Dupree mixed into this game a lot more to try to get the outcome that Coach P really wants to try to have the Chiefs do tonight, and that's win. C.J. is a talented kid. We know he's going to University of Maryland, 6'4", 250 pounds, runs a 4.6 40. He's just a gifted athlete.
He will actually be in State College tomorrow because the Terps are in town.
That's right.
So a big 3rd down for both teams now. Lehman would like to get the ball back before the half. Chiefs want to keep the drive going. Spatero with time, lays it out. Downfield, and it's going to be interference. Pigeon was out there for the reception, but looked like Spencer might have taken him down a little too quick.
Well, again, it's not a spot foul, so you give them a 1st down. So they're still not even at the 50-yard line.
Obvious yes, right? Obvious yes. Pass interference, number 29 defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st down.
Hear it again.
You'll see it again. He's got time. Nico does a nice job. Puts that ball out there. And again, it's great coverage. He does. He just tackles him. And that's a smart thing to do because it's only 15 yards.
So the ball is only up to the 43. It does keep the drive alive. But Lakeland only has 1 timeout left in the half. Here comes the rush. Nico avoids it, and he keeps going, and he's up for a figure law 1st down. He takes a big hit, though, but he is inside Knights territory.
Nico Spataro is going to put this on he learned this from his brother. I'm going to use my feet. And again, you can see he's a very good athlete. Look at the way he had the shuffle feet going. He's in there, Juke's in there. And again, he just got walloped by 2 of the Knights in there. Again, but he's not going to feel that because he's just got another figured law 1st down for the Chiefs.
Heinrich on the tackle. So both quarterbacks a threat with their legs tonight. Giovanni cuts it back. 2 good moves. Make it 3. Down inside the 20, tackled by Kutz. It was a touchdown saving tackle. Best run of the night for Giovanni Spatero.
Now you can see why that young man is just shy of 4,000 yards. Great job up front blocking, and he's out here. He's going to come into our frame. There he is. Look at that. He's looking downfield. He can see things. And again, look at this. Great job by number 44 to bring him down from behind.
Nearing 3,900 career yards, almost 4,000, 28 on that. They give it back to him, and we have a flag coming in. Clock will stop. Under 2 to play. Again, a bad penalty by Lakeland inside the Allied Services red zone.
50.
The only good news,
Holding 54, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
And Spataro right now is on the sideline. He took himself out. You'll see in here the hold. And again, the Chiefs have been their own worst enemy tonight. And that flag came really fast and in there. It was on number 54, Mason Ormsby.
I said the only good news is that it was on first down, not third, right? So they have an opportunity here. So they'll put Dupree at quarterback, and we got just about student body right on this. Dupree has a great arm. They're just going to run him to the left. Up to the original line of scrimmage at the 20. They're back inside the Allied Services red zone. We have a player shaking up. That's Joe Vegas.
You'll see right here, Dupree just takes it. He just tucks and goes. Again, 6'4", 250 pounds, and he gained 10 yards back. He got the penalty, most of that penalty back on that.
As I mentioned, he does have a great arm. He has 2,100 yards passing, 18 touchdowns. I remember when he started as a freshman here.
They had high hopes on him, and again, CJ's the type of kid that they wanted to move him.
And they're just going to run him.
Yep, to a different position, and there was no qualms about it. He wants to do what's best for this team. And again, he does everything for this team.
5 yards on that, third down now.
Again, just quarterback keep. That'll take its toll on a defender, too. When you're 6'5", 250 pounds coming at you, that hurts after a while.
The Chiefs need to get this play in. The clock is rolling. Just one timeout. They have a good field goal kicker themselves, and Timmy McGrain. They're going to run Giovanni and probably call a timeout. They didn't get the first down. So it's a fourth down now call. What do? You have a good field goal kicker in Timmy McGrain. He's a soccer player as well. It will be about a 27-yard field goal, at least ties it up. You get the ball to begin the third quarter. Here, let's take a look at this run again.
You'll see this in here. Nice juke in there. Again, tough yards. They're really having a difficult time trying to really move that line of scrimmage. We always talked about this, Bob, how it depends how the offensive line works. And again, Lake Lehman, especially with number 75, Simonson in there playing that nose guard, they have to double 305 pounds because he's a big, strong kid. So, Coach P, I think they're going to go for it.
It looks like it, yeah. They're in the Adams Cable Service timeout. I don't see a field goal kicker nearby, but they do get the ball again to begin the third quarter. You only need a couple yards. You get a first down, but you don't have a timeout. So the clock stops. You have to have 2 plays called pretty much, right?
Absolutely. They're going to probably go with the long count. He's probably, Coach P said, hey, let's go on 2. All right, maybe we can draw them off sides, get their easy first down, and then they'll have 2 plays, another 2 plays ready to go.
I put Dupree back at quarterback.
Absolutely. I mean, you got 4th and short.
They're not going to, but so 4th down now for Lakeland. They trail 3-0 in this District 2 3A championship game. They are in the Allied Services red zone, and Lake Lehman wanted to see what they're doing, and they'll call their first timeout of the game. So we'll take a quick timeout ourselves. Very late here in the first half.
Slam dunk, touchdown, go. Home run, watch me go.
We're back after the Adams Cable Service timeout. It's 4th down and about 2.5 yards for a first down for the Lakeland Chiefs. Both teams have used the timeout on this drive. Spataro is the lone back. They're going to roll him. They're going to look downfield. They're going to look to the end zone. And it's a touchdown by Pigeon. It's a Hazelton Honda touchdown for the Lakeland Chiefs.
Lakeland went with an unbalanced. They have 3 receivers, and they have C.J. Dupree at the tight end spot. Again, they just went downfield trying to get that. And again, Pigeon just went right in between and got that touchdown to launch the Chiefs into the lead.
Gutsy call, a gutsier throw, but a great catch by Pigeon. That's his 5th touchdown of the season. It's a big one. McGrain in for the extra point. Kick is up, no flags, and it is good. So it's an 8-play, 78-yard drive, helped by the pass interference, but Spataro finds Pigeon in the end zone for the 13-yard touchdown.
Here we go. We're going to watch this. We can analyze this, but Nico Spataro does a nice job rolling to his right here, trying. There's pressure in his face, and at the last moment, he just pops that out of there.
Triple coverage.
Yeah. Again, and it was what makes it even more difficult is you have an extra defender with the sideline and the back of the end zone.
Well, nice catch and a nice drive by the Chiefs, who now just want to hold Lake Lehman, and they have an opportunity to have 2 scores. They will get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. Well, we knew it was going to be one of the better ones, and living up to the billing. A great first half by both teams. And they will play Wyomissing or Middletown. And now at the half, Wyomissing, the #1 3A team in the state, is leading Middletown 21-8. They will host. The winner will host here, either at Lake Lehman or right here at Chapman Lake.
Well, I'll tell you, Bob, both defenses are going to be a little tired at halftime because they're the ones that are keeping this game as close as they are.
So Lackawanna College kickoff by McGrain is taken by Trumbauer. And he has a little bit of room, ripped down by Barrett up near the 40, but 13 seconds left, 2 timeouts for the Black Knights.
Longworth's Restaurant in German is open 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. for breakfast and lunch, serving the area for 22 years, including delicious soups in pints and quarts. Check out our menu and our full catering line at longworthsrestaurant.com.
Both teams have had long drives. The difference is Lakeland converted a touchdown, while Lake Lehman could only get a field goal. So Adams will go to the shotgun, 13 seconds. He's looking downfield. He has a player on the sidelines, tried to
Jacob Monco.
To Monco, yeah, in and out of his hands.
And again, Coach Gilski's not afraid to go for it. Some coaches would say 7-3, let's just get out of here. But you know what? This is his mantra. He will do this, and he knows that they are a quick strike. That ball was just thrown a little bit above Monco's head, and he's 6'4".
Adams being chased by Romanowski. He goes out of bounds just past the 45 with 2 seconds left.
Wow, Romanowski, nice job in pursuit, but let's give due credit to the secondary of the Chiefs that time. Pigeon and Siemens and Dominic Spataro and Nick Mancuso back there doing a nice job. He's flushing them out. There's nowhere for him to throw.
This is the type you just want to throw it up now. See if you can bring it down. They'll have Simonson lined up as a tight end option. Instead, they're just going to run Iden, try to break something. Lakeland flushes them out. It's a figure law first down, but that's how the first half will end here at Chapman Lake. The Chiefs, with a late second quarter touchdown, have a 7-3 lead in the District 2 AAA final. Coming up in the Toyota Halftime Report, we'll head to the Fox 56 News First at 10 studios. Hannah O'Reilly has a special interview with our friends from Allied Services, and then Jan and I will be back in the booth with your first half stats and highlights. It's a good one here, so stay tuned.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
It's halftime here at Friday Night Rivals, and we have stopped by Allied Services to talk to CEO and President Bill Conaboy. Bill, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Hannah.
Now, Allied Services, you guys are a big name in the community. You're one of the top employers in this area. Can you explain to some of our viewers who might not know, what is Allied Services?
Yes, I can. Thank you very much. Allied Services is a regional post-acute healthcare system. We do business in about 25 counties here in Northeast and Central Pennsylvania. We have 2 inpatient rehab hospitals. We have several skilled nursing facilities, personal care homes. We do home health, we do in-home, we do hospice, we do mental health, behavioral health, we have a vocational training center, etc. We do everything that's in the post-acute care arena of healthcare.
Now, some of your employees have worked here 30, 40, almost 50 years. What would you say makes Allied Services a great place to work?
Yes, we have, as you said earlier, we are one of the largest employers here in the region. We have just about 4,000 employees. And I'm here myself almost 30 years, and I'm still considered a new guy. So I'd like to think that it's the atmosphere, the collegiality that we have here at Allied Services. People genuinely care about each other. They've watched each other's children grow up. They've experienced good times and bad times, but they stick together, they care for each other, and most importantly, they respect each other and those we care for.
Now, elephant in the room, coronavirus. It's thrown a wrench into everybody's day-to-day life, a lot of jobs. What is Allied Services doing to kind of get over those hurdles of the pandemic?
Yes, we've been in the thick of it, again, particularly in post-acute care. People come to us from acute care hospitals. And of course, this has been part of the problem with the spread of COVID-19. So we've been in the thick of it. We've had many, many cases. And we've been at the front line with PPE, personal protective equipment for our employees, screening, etc., separating people. And we've done a lot. We're very proud of the work that we've done. We've brought many people from the beginning through successfully coming out of COVID-19. So we're in the thick of it. The storm is kind of quiet right now. We're hoping there's not a resurgence in our area, but we're very proud of the work we've done.
So whether it is injury or an illness, Allied Services is always helping people get back on their feet, and we want to thank you guys for what you've done in the community.
Thank you. We're honored to do the work we do in our community.
Thank you, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
The crowd here at Lakeland Stadium, a little bundled up, but still not a cold night when you're talking about Chapman Lake. The score at the halftime in the District 2 3A final, the Chiefs lead the Knights 7-3. Let's bring it back into the booth, and that's Jan. I'm Bob. Hannah's on the sidelines today, and pretty good game. Kind of what we expected. It's become a defensive battle. Both teams have had some drives. Both teams have made mistakes.
And that's what's killing both teams. Right now, I'd have to say the disadvantage goes to Lakeland with all the times they have shot themselves in the foot with all those penalties. Right now, Lehman is just they're starting to build momentum, and we're going to see that second half. And we know that Lake Lehman has the potential to score 38 to 44 points a game.
Yeah, they do, but the Chiefs have played really well, especially on that fourth down where they got the ball back late in the half. That was the only touchdown. They drove 78 yards in 8 play drive. And, you know, you look at the stats right now, total yards, 129 for Lake Lehman, 7 first down. For Lakeland, 112 total yards, 7 first down. That's pretty much what we've seen.
It's a mirror game. I mean, two teams that started with these kids as sophomores, they invested in them, and now it's come to fruition, and it's a tight game.
We're going to take it some highlights from the first half, but it was a defensive game, so of course we're going to start out with maybe a defensive play.
Absolutely, and you'll see right here, Adams is coming on the outside, and you'll just see 1, 2, 3, 4 Lakeland Chiefs coming in, and number 5, 53 at the end, just to make sure. And that was a key stop right there. Pacheski comes back and nails a 37-yard field goal to put the Knights up 3-0.
Then late in the half, this is the only touchdown of the game.
Right before half, 9 seconds to go in the game, and right there, you see Nico Spataro hits Pigeon in the end zone and for that go-ahead touchdown.
That he did, and the two spotlight players are leading both teams. Ethan Adams has 45 yards rushing, 60 yards passing. Giovanni Spataro, 58 yards, all on the ground. The Chiefs are on the field. We're waiting the Knights. The Knights are out. And we'll be right back. The second half is on the way. It's the District 2 3A Championship. As always, our crew doing an awesome job. Hello, Alex. Every week now, we've pushed 10 games into 8 weeks, and now we're going to have 3 weeks of playoffs. And who would have thunk that back in August or even July? We're happy. The administrations have done a nice job. The players have done an awesome job. Yes, we've had our COVID experiences, especially in District 11. Today we had 2 games canceled. But, for the most part, they're able to play some games this year. That's all that they wanted.
Just to get some sense of normalcy back here for these kids, for families, for everybody. And again, what a great way to have Friday Night Lights back. And again, we're at a district championship game here up at Chapman Lake and a barn burner.
Well, I don't know about barn burner, but it's a very good high school football game. Here's our schedule. Of course, next week we're looking at state playoffs for the PIAA. First round, quarterfinals we're jumping right into. Before the state championships will be Thanksgiving weekend. The following week we'll have a state semifinal. See who goes to Hershey. That's on the 20th, looking at Friday nights at 7 o'clock. We know these two teams will meet either while missing or Middletown. District 2 will host. Right now, as I said, the score remains the same, 21-9, while missing the top team in the state. In AA, Dunmore's losing to Bishop McDevitt out of District 12 in the opening round of states. And in District 2 4A championship,
we have Crestwood beating Dallas right now at this point, 14-7. And we can't forget about down in Columbia County. Southern Columbia is taking another ride to Hershey. I know it might be preemptive, but right now they're up 42-0.
The bus is warmed up, and the bus is headed towards Hershey already.
Absolutely. I think they have standing reservations down there.
I think they do.
And Old Forge was ahead in their game.
Old Forge is winning, yep.
So
District 4 4A, Jersey Shore is beating Shamokin big, 47-0. That matters because that winner will play the winner of Crestwood Dallas next week.
And Coach
maybe a little hint of where we're going.
And Coach Gravish has done a tremendous job, a great job down there with Jersey Shore.
He has. So Pacheski with the Lackawanna College kickoff, and the third quarter is underway. Nice strong kick. Macuso from the 1. Good special teams by the Knights. That's a huge advantage. He's only up to the 15.
Well, that was one of the keys to the game was let's get special teams, let's pin them in deep and make them really earn it. And you'll see right here, Mancuso, nice job fielding that, elbows in, good ball security. He's trying to find a gap, but again, the Knights just stayed in their lanes and they converge at the last minute to make that tackle deep in the Chiefs' backfield.
Well, for the most part, Domenico Spatero has been held in check through the air. He's done a nice job on the ground, Coach, as we've seen. But, he had that one strike for the touchdown to Pigeon, and that's the difference in the game so far.
It has been, and I think maybe at halftime, maybe Coach P was saying, Nico, let's try to get your legs involved a little bit more to try to put a little bit more pressure on the Chiefs' defense.
And how about right on cue here is Nico Spatero down the field. Still on his feet, inside Knights territory, and he's ridden down a huge run for the Chiefs to the 26-yard line. And yes, it is a figure law first down.
Well, as a defensive coordinator, you would sit there and say, we're going to take care of Spatero, we're going to take care of the big guy, and we're not going to really be too concerned with the quarterback. But now Nico Spatero is saying, guess what, you forgot about me, and I'm going to make you pay.
We'll talk about Adams being the runner. Don't forget about Spatero, 60-yard gain. And Lakeland is knocking on the door, trying to put 2 scores together back-to-back. Maybe you should go back to coaching. You called that.
Bobby, you trying to get rid of me?
Hint. Nico again. Some real positive yardage. He sneaks through, and he's tough to take down. He's hard to see behind the lineman. That's a gain of 8.
I mean, Nico's only 5'8", but you'll see in there, they do the RPO. He kind of held back. And again, his older brother right there wasn't sure who to block, and that's okay because they picked up 6 yards on that. Now, we saw earlier in the game that they tried to keep Lake Lehman honest with that fullback trap in there. I wouldn't be surprised to see that, or maybe the ISO play with Giovanni carrying the ball.
Lakeland hasn't won a district title since 2006. That was the AA final. From the Allied Services red zone, it's Spataro brothers, and Giovanni's in. It's a Hazelton Honda touchdown of 20 yards, and Lakeland keeps the lead.
And they only took 1:36 off of the clock to score. They went 73 yards, I believe. Again, the RPO. And the key to that was C.J. Dupree on there playing that tight end, sealing it down and allowing Giovanni to get out there. And you'll see that determination in there for that touchdown.
Well, the Chiefs may have been rusty in the first half, but whatever they drank at halftime worked. 3 straight runs, and they go 85 yards. McGrain, the homecoming king, on for the extra point, is up, and it is good. Lakeland extends their lead down to 11. We'll take a quick timeout here on MyTV and the District 2 3A Championship. An impressive opening drive for the Lakeland Chiefs, who led 7-3 at halftime. As I said, 3 plays, 85 yards, all on the ground, and it was the Spataro brothers leading the way. And that's where we stand before this Lackawanna College kickoff. It's 14-3. McGrain teeing it up. He has a strong leg as well. They're just going to punch it to the right. It goes out of bounds. So Lake Lehman will have good field position. And Hannah O'Reilly at halftime was busy at work talking to both coaches. Well, Hannah, what did they have to say?
Well, Bob, Lake Lehman is ahead, but the game is still pretty close. I got to spoke to both coaches to get a little insight on what we can expect during this half. Coach P, as they call him from Lakeland, says he doesn't know exactly what clicked out there during that touchdown in the first half, but he does know that his team responds well to pressure, and that's exactly what Lake Lehman is giving them. Lakeland's coach also says Lake Lehman threw some fronts at his guys that they didn't expect, so if they clean that up, they should be on track. Lake Lehman's coach Jerry Gilski says his team needs to calm down. They've been getting worked up, and it's still a close game, so if they stay relaxed and stay focused, they could win this thing. Bob and Jan, we'll see what happens.
We certainly will.
Yeah, Coach Gilski is fired up already as his team has led a touchdown. They'll come right out throwing. Trumbauer to Rodrowski, gain of 12. That's one way to get the rhythm back. If you're Lake Lehman, it's a figure law first down.
You'll see a nice little just pitch and catch right here. Again, Adams gets that out there. Monka, watch it, number 22. Again, nice job just getting in there, shields it, and it allows him to get that figure law first down.
Little fast pace, and it's almost intercepted by Lakota Dupree. He had a hand on it, and if he took it, that was a pick 6.
Bob, you were saying about the Spataro brothers. What's interesting, the Lakeland Chiefs have 3 sets of brothers out there, and they're all starters.
That's right.
So you got 2 linemen, you got 2 running backs, and then you got a linebacker and a defensive end out there. The Duprees, the Spataros, and then we have the Klaus Waltons out there.
Second down. Lehman trailing now. They held a 3-0 lead for most of the first half. Iden, well read by Mancuso, brings up 3rd and long. And they're going to say it's a fumble, but no, Lakeland's saying they have it, but the refs are putting it down.
And we'll see right here, again, just a quick pass. Iden has it. He's looking out here. Good wrap in there by Mancuso. Nice job. And again, allows the Chiefs to come in. And they're stripping. They're trying to work that ball out. But he was down by, his back was down.
Yeah. Forward progress, I think, was impeded. So I know Lakeland wanted it, but now they have third down. Lehman now. How big is this for Lehman?
This is huge. They want to try to get that next first down to keep this drive alive so this game doesn't get away from them.
Adams finds an open receiver right at the line to gain to Rodrowski. Nice job by Adams. Using his eyes downfield, it is a figure law first down.
He is using his eyes as well as his legs. He's, again, when we see this, you'll see him. He goes right out. He's rolling to his left. And again, now he sets up, looks, didn't like it, turns up. And again, he's very patient, and give credit to the receivers knowing that with the timing to allow that to occur.
Here's the option by Adams. Up for 4. I was going to say, Lake Lehman kind of abandoned the running game, but they'll run the option every so often, but they haven't really handed the ball off to Iden a lot.
No, they first half, I'm sure second half adjustment, Coach Gilski's going to do what they do best. We're going to run it. We're going to pound it down there. We're going to take time off the clock, and we're going to get control of this game.
4 wideouts. And at Q, there is the handoff, and there is big number 54, Mason Hornsby, the 5'8 junior, with his 4th tackle for a loss on the season. 3rd and long now, facing the Knights.
You'll see right here, he just gets great penetration in here, and he just drops him for a loss. I mean...
Again, these games are won in the trenches, as you coaches tell me all the time.
It is, and again, right now, the momentum is definitely with the Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. Adams back. Here comes the rush. And it's almost intercepted by Dupree as Romanowski was chasing Ethan Adams.
We've seen Robert Romanowski. He just does not let up. He just keeps coming and coming and coming. And again, he puts that pressure on and he tackles him right at the last second. And then we see number 18 pop into the picture there that almost got that interception. Again, the camera work from our crew is outstanding.
So Spencer into punt. The defense holds. Now it's a field position game for Lake Lehman. Want to pin Lakeland deep in their own zone, but didn't work the first time, the opening possession of this 3rd quarter. High, long kick. Mancuso's just going to let that one go into the end zone. So not much of a gain, just a 24-yard advantage. And we have...
Pulverman wishes Lake Lehman good luck in the playoffs. Pulverman, located in Dallas, PA, is a leading manufacturer of sheet metal components. Pulverman is growing and seeking operators and technicians to join its production team. Pulverman is currently offering a $500 sign-on bonus. For more information, check out www.pulverman.net or call 570-255-5000.
So Jerry Gilski's talking to one of his players, some pushing and shoving. We have a flag down. We just don't have a call yet. It's looking like it might go against Lake Lehman. I only say that because Coach Gilski was talking. It could be offsetting. We don't know. Referees Jason McDermott, one of our referees tonight, going to talk it over. But it was during the punt, which went into the end zone.
So with that, most times, especially in a playoff game, I would imagine they're going to say it's offsetting unless there was something so flagrant out there that it was so obvious. I didn't see it.
Yeah, everybody's watching the ball go in the end zone, and it's only like a 24-yard gain because they'll bring it out to the 20. But then the flags came in, the pushing and shoving. Here, the look on Coach Gilski. You'll know by his reaction. He's a fiery coach, of course.
He's passionate, I think they would say.
A great coach, though.
No, and a tremendous job at Lake Lehman.
11 seasons, 76 wins overall.
And when he switched over from his wing T offense to this spread offense, again, Talk about evolution of coaches and coaching. Again, Coach Gilski was like, he embraced it. The kids were the ones that were really pushing for it, and they've all bought into this, and you can see the success that the Lake Lehman Knights have had over the course of the last 4 or 5 years.
So now our referee, Jason McDermott, will make the call. Just trying to figure it out.
There are 3 fouls on the play. Personal foul against 14 of the receiving team. Personal foul number 70 of the kicking team. Those penalties will offset. The 3rd foul is a flagrant personal foul against number 70 of the kicking team. Number 70 has been disqualified from the contest.
Chad Honeywell, the 6'1", 220-pound sophomore, you see right there. Obviously, we don't have a shot of it. We've been looking through our cameras, angles, and our replays to show it, but we don't. So you heard what McDermott said, Jason McDermott said. That's unfortunate.
It is. And again, in this type of game, the emotions are flying. He's a sophomore. He's still trying to figure it out. And because he got that second one, which was the flagrant one that we had spoken about, Bob, he is now ejected from this game. Now, how that parlays is if Lake Lehman wins, he's ineligible for next week because it's this game plus 1.
He's a backup tackle. It's not one of their starters. He plays on special teams. It's just unfortunate as a sophomore something happens. So from their own 35, Lakeland brings it up. Spatero right there, but great defense up front by the Black Knights as Hanley and Conklin collide.
So we go RPO right here, and you'll see number 43 and 55 of the Knights. They just pushed the offensive lineman back on that, which is not what you want to do with the RPO.
No, Danny Kutz in there is the senior, number 43, and as we should say, these 2 teams are dominated by senior classes.
And again, they paid their dues back when they were all sophomores.
Nico Spatero off the RPO, ball's out. They're saying he's down. The referee on the far side said he was down, and I think that might be the right call. He was right near the 40-yard line.
They're already saying 3rd down.
I know the Lake Lehman fans are not happy on the far side, as you might expect.
You'll see on the replay right here. Let's see, Nico does that counter action in there, takes off. No, he was down.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. His knees were down, and the ball did come out, but his knees were down.
But Lehman has a chance to stop Lakeland now on 3rd down. Nico rolling. Here comes the pressure. Can't avoid everyone. He slips down. Trumbauer and Iden on the sack, and at 4th down, now the punt team is out.
That 3-4 defense that the Knights run, the 2 outside linebackers put a ton of pressure. Iden out there was nowhere for Nico to run, and again, the backside cleans it up and takes him down for that loss.
Loss of 8 on the play. Dupree out. He's had a real nice night kicking the ball. He's had he had a 60-yarder and a 43-yarder. Iden back at his 30. Another high kick. This is playable if Iden wants it. He does from the 27, and he called for the fair catch, though. So you can't run that.
Strawham Enterprises, building classic homes for the future for over 30 years. We pride ourselves in helping every family build a home that perfectly fits their needs and their budget. Your custom home will be one of a kind. Strawham Enterprises, we build quality homes from beginning to end.
Check a quick look at the scoreboard, Jan. Delaware Valley is beating Altoona 28-14. That's 6A playoffs.
All right, Coach Olsemer.
Yeah, doing a nice job. And Crestwood now has up their advantage 21-7 in the 3rd quarter over Dallas. That is the District 2 4A championship. So right here, Lehman down by 11. They have the ball at their own 27. They get it out to Trumbauer, who can't make the block. And coming in is Pigeon to make a great defensive stop.
Wow, I knew they were going to go this way because they stretched big number 75 out here. You'll see him in the screen, right? And again, if Monco took care of business, that was going to be a big gain. Simonson, when they put him out at that slot at 6'5", 305 pounds, that's a lot of young man to try to move or even try to stop.
Trumbauer shaken up, had to leave the field. They get it out to Kennedy, and Kennedy is immediately stopped by Mancuso out there and Siemens. Short gain, third along, now facing the Knights.
Wow, great job with the secondary. What they count on with those kind of passes is a one-on-one, officials timeout. You'll see on this is just a quick hitter. He just swings that ball out there, and what you're counting on is one-on-one that he's going to break that tackle. But these guys, if you notice, they're wrapping and then they're gang tackling, and again, that's just a short gain.
I'm joined today by Luke Bauman, the Executive Director of Nursing here at Allied Services. Luke, thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Appreciate it.
Can you kind of explain to our viewers what you do on a day-to-day basis here at Allied?
Well, my day is different every day, but pretty much, being as I work at the Skilled Nursing Center, one of my first priorities is check on staffing, make sure that all the staff is in appropriate positions, make sure there's no concerns. It's one of the most important things to me is make sure the staff is happy.
So if somebody wanted to apply for a nursing position here at Allied, how could they prepare for that?
Well, probably the best thing is to determine, do they like taking care of people? Because that's what we're all about. We want to take care of patients that need help. And if a person wants to be involved with Allied, it's very simple. There's a website that they can go on to make an application. Most positions are listed, but there may be opportunities that they don't even identify there. If they reach out to HR or one of the directors, they can definitely find something that might fit them specifically in their position in life.
Luke, thank you so much for joining us here today, and thank you for the work that you do at Allied Services.
Thank you.
Head to alliedservices.org and search careers to find a job that fits you here at Allied.
Thank you, Hannah. There you see the play. Adams to Iden.
What I liked about this, Bob, Shane Barrett from his linebacker spot, picking the running back up out. Watch this tackle. Wow.
I don't know if he caught the ball.
I don't think he did, but they're giving him credit for it. They don't have replay in this. He just lowered that shoulder in, a great wrap, and drove him to the ground.
Coach Gilski not going to roll the dice. Not quite yet. Spencer on to punt the ball. Mancuso deep. Nice high, long kick over Mancuso's head. Takes a big bounce, and it right on the line. Right on the line.
Wow, I mean, that was great. Oh, my.
Yeah, what a great punt. Okay, Hannah down with a special guest. Hannah, who do you have?
Well, Bob, fun fact, Lake Lehman only has one senior on their cheer squad, and I have the privilege of talking to her. Sarah Prince is joining me. Sarah, how does it feel to be cheering tonight at a playoff game?
It feels really exciting to be cheering for the first time at an away game this season. All season I wasn't able to cheer at away games, so this is a really nice privilege to be able to get out and support my team.
Now, coronavirus means a lot of changes. What has your squad had to do to kind of make adjustments with it?
With my squad, we weren't able to go to cheer camp or go, do stunting, which is a very big and vital part of our team and team bonding.
Now, you've been on this cheer team for 4 years. What would you say to, an incoming freshman that's maybe considering joining the squad next year?
I would say go for it. Don't be afraid. Just do it. You only have one chance as a freshman, and as you get up into your years, go do it. Don't be afraid. And if you don't make it your freshman year, don't get discouraged. Just do it. Just do it.
Now, you have a great team behind you and an even better coaching staff that you've worked with for 4 years. Is there anything you want to say to them since this is your last year cheering?
I would just like to say, Crystal, Anna Bria, and Courtney, Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, an emotional moment here for us. Now, the cheering doesn't stop here for you with high school. You have plans for the future. Tell everybody what your plans are.
After I graduate high school, I'm going to go to college to get my bachelor's degree in nursing and hopefully get to cheer for whatever college I decide to commit to.
Well, Sarah, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for talking to us. Bob and Jan, we're getting emotional down here.
Well, you should, as you see. Thank you both, ladies. There you see Giovanni Spatero banged up on that 11-yard gain. Walks off on his own accord.
Well, I think they were stretching him out for a cramp, the way that the trainer had his legs up.
It is warmer than normal. They haven't played in 2 weeks. A lot going on there. So after the figure law first down, Lakeland continues this drive. They give it up to Bullock, and Bullock powers ahead for a couple yards. But the offensive line's doing a nice job now, starting to control the defense.
They really are. They've figured out how to handle that front for the Knights. You'll see they're running the trap in there, the power game. 54 pulling on that. That's Mason Ormsby right there trying to get that extra overlap player in there. And again, it was a short game, but that's better than what they had that first half.
Yeah.
And you can see when Lakeland is focused, and they're really a formidable offense to try to stop.
So Giovanni back in, number 26. I don't think you're going to see Lakeland pass the ball. Now it's a clock management thing. You're up 2 scores. Here comes the blitz from Lehman, sensing it. Kutz with a nice hit. 3rd and 7 now facing the Chiefs.
Again, they come back with that power play. You'll see 55 enter your screen right there. He's got to do a better job. When he makes contact, he's stopping his feet, and that gives the defender the advantage at that point. If he keeps his legs driving on that, that's going to give Giovanni that room where he wants to look and shake and bake and get in there.
Between Kutz and Zabowski and the linebackers, they have over 128 total tackles in an 8-game season. That's a lot.
That is. But again, the way the 3-4 defense is set up, the linebackers are going to get their fair share of tackles, if not all of them.
So an Adam Cable timeout by Lakeland on this 3rd down play.
Mark Bednash Enterprises has a full PA state inspection station, offers tire service and basic mechanical work. And coming soon to the area is an all-new one-stop mini-mart shop. Call 570-876-9997.
You see Coach Boarchik here is what Lakeland faced this year. The last game we were here, they beat Dunmore. And in the same week, they took care of Riverside. And then on Tuesday, it was a Friday game? Yeah,
yes.
They beat Wilkes-Barre in overtime on the big punt return by Mancuso. They opened the year with a 47-0 win over Mid-Valley. Just 4 games for Lakeland. They couldn't find a 5th game. They were supposed to play Delaware Valley.
Right.
And it would be 3A versus 6A, and they didn't really want to try that. And it kind of worked out for them.
It did, to their advantage. But when we did their game with Dunmore, we were told at that time that was probably their last game, and their school board reconsidered, and they're fortunate enough to be out here again playing on a Friday night.
Not only fortunate, they also host it. So now they just want to bring home their first championship since 2006, and Spatero ripped down with one hand from Sean Hanley.
Wow, he came flying in.
He got his shoulder pad.
He got his shoulder pad.
Yep.
They were saying face mask. Again, it looked that way. And again, when you grab them from the front like that, they're going to rip around. But
a huge play for the Black Knights now forces Dupree into a punting situation. Clock keeps rolling now. Lakeland came out to begin this 3rd quarter and put an impressive drive together. And they took a 14-3 lead. They scored at the end of the 2nd and the beginning of the 3rd, and the worst punt of the night by Dupree. It's only going to be about a 15-yard kick. The ball will be on the 48-yard line. Great field position by the Knights. So an 8-game schedule in the Wyoming Valley Conference. And Lake Lehman was fortunate to get all 8 games in. And their last, the last one was a loss in overtime, but some big wins. We saw Wyoming area, and that was a game throughout.
Wow, that was a high-scoring game in the first half. We know that Crestwood, again, is the cream of the crop in 4A up there. They're undefeated. Tunkhannock was doing pretty well. They handled them, Wyoming area. And Dallas was a big payback for Coach Arcangeli down there. I'm sorry,
For
Coach
Coach
Gilski. I'm sorry, because the last few years, Dallas has had their number, and that was a really big payback for them.
They got the shoe back, so they wanted that. That was the first goal of the season. So Adams back, going to look over the middle, and it's almost intercepted in and out of the hands. And I think shaking up was number 23. That is Bullock, who rolls over.
Adams threw that between. He had to try to get that over big C.J. Dupree, and then there was double coverage in there. You'll see C.J.'s playing linebacker in there. Again, gets that in there, and
2 guys going for the ball. Siemens down there as well. So after the incompletion, Dupree faking over the center, and he may have crossed the neutral zone. The official throws the flag in.
All right, so prior to the snap, disconcertion, number 18 defense, 5-yard penalty, replay second down.
Okay, you tell me what that is.
I'd have to look that up. I have no disconcertion, unless he was coming up the line and yelling hut, 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 hut. That would be my assumption on what that would mean.
Well, after disconcertion, Iden has the ball. Yard short of the line, the Gaines Matero rips him down.
So you'll see in here again, it's just the speed sweep. Iden coming across. Again, they got to do a better job on that outside, taking care of those outside defenders, and they're just dancing out there, which makes the speed sweep not that productive.
Like Lehman's offense has kind of stalled out since that long drive in the first quarter. Here's Adams for a figure law first down, and he's up inside the Chiefs territory to the 35-yard line. So this is the best drive they've had since the first quarter.
Again, they come back with the fake speed sweep. He comes in, and you'll see number 75, 55 in there. And again, I think Adams is now going to try to take this game over with his legs.
He did that last week as well. Go to the air to the outside, and it goes out of bounds. Monco, their intended receiver.
And you saw 5 Lehman receivers downfield, and he had to get that ball off quick.
3 quarters in the book in the District 2 3A championship. Who's going to take home the title tonight? Right now, Lakeland has the advantage. Back at Chapman Lake, we're in Lackawanna County. It is the District 2 3A championship. Lakeland with the only touchdown of the third quarter. They lead this game by 14, but Lake Lehman trying to put a drive together and get back in this game. Adams to Iden, and Iden, if he didn't fall, would be in for a touchdown, but he's up for a figure law first down to the 20.
Sometimes the football guys are smiling upon you. Right here, a bad snap, and it goes right into Adams' hands, picks it up, scoops. They try to get that fake off. He's rolling, and again, right here, great job. I mean, if he didn't, Bob, like you said, that was a touchdown.
To the end zone, and it is incomplete. Trying to hit Luke Spencer down there on a quick hitter.
And Mike Pigeon is down on this. He's rolling. He sees it. Again, being left-handed, it's kind of a different look because he's rolling to his right. He can stop and throw back across his body like that with that left hand. Pigeon just came up. I think he just has a cramp in there.
Yeah, kind of landed awkwardly as he went to deflect that pass.
Well, you see the trainer has her rolling stick right there. Well, and she just handed it off to her assistant there.
So Pigeon will come out for a play. As Lake Lehman is inside the Allied Services red zone right at the 20. They need 2 scores to get back in this one. A very important drive.
And we know how quick strike Lake Lehman can go, but credit the Chiefs defense right now. They've settled down and they're playing really sound defensively.
The Chesky field goals, the only points for a team that averages 40 in a game. Adams tucks it. Ridden out of bounds, short of the first down at the 13.
Good discipline by the Chiefs secondary in here. Again, a little bit of pressure. Number 88 takes the inside release, sees it. And again, we know how good Ethan Adams is at that quarterback spot and how dangerous he is with his legs.
Adams flushed over the middle, it's intercepted. This is John Siemens who picks it off and returns it to the 15-yard line. A huge play by the sophomore, his first interception of the season.
And a great time to get your first interception of the season in a playoff game to stop a scoring drive. So again, Adams rolling to his right. He's looking downfield, checking progressions, doesn't see it. He saw someone in there behind the secondary, but again, the way that they're playing their coverage, they step up in front and they pick that off.
Two blue shirts in the end zone, and one of them caught it. Now Lakeland brings it out to the 15. Leading in this game. Their defense has really stepped up since that long drive in the first quarter.
They certainly have,
I mean,
Bob.
You're holding a team that averages 37 points per game to 3 at this point. They do pass it, and they hit Pigeon on a little slant, and it is a figure law first down to the 34.
Again, 1, 2, 3-step drop. The ball's away on his third step. He's running that quick slant. And again, perfectly placed. He has the defender on his outside. He throws it to the inside, and he was able to get that in between, outside of the linebacker. That was just a great throw.
18-yard pass play. Here you see Coach P on the sideline. Lakeland has definitely turned it on since late in the second quarter. Here comes the blitz. So Taro up for a yard.
The second half, the Knights are not putting 10 and 11 guys in the box. They're starting to play a more honest defense with their secondary, which is allowing a little bit of gaps, but they're putting some pressure on. You saw number 6 come flying in there for the Knights. You know, they're putting the pressure on, and again, just a short gain.
Giovannis Patero over 4,000 yards now for his career. Just the 18th player in Lackawanna Football Conference history to do that. Try to sneak the fullback in, but from the ground, Hanley grabs a hold of Barrett.
Just goes with that fullback trap in there. Watch this, number 43. Just again, he didn't do anything. There was no dirty play in there. It was just they were going to the whistle, and we have a player down with a cramp.
That is Barrett.
Wayne's Family Diner in German on South Washington Ave serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day starting at 6 a.m. Everything we serve is homemade with the freshest ingredients. Homemade meals at their finest. Good food, good friends, and good times.
So a cramp for Shane Barrett. The 5'9" senior comes walking off. Congratulations to Southern Columbia, District 4 2A champions again. They've won 28 titles in the last 30 years. That's why we give you the score.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Roth, wow. Congrats to those guys.
So back on the field, Lakeland has a third down. The Knights need to stop here. They're going to try a little fly and goes out of the reach to Mancuso. So this should bring Dupree on to punt the ball. And Lake Lehman holds. Good defense by them.
It was very good defense, and they dialed up a great blitz in here. There's a lot of pressure coming in. You'll see that the pocket is collapsing. Nico gets that ball out and just led him a little bit too much.
More importantly, for the Knights, it stops the clock. So Dupree's last punt went 15 yards. He's boomed a 60-yarder already tonight. Iden is back to receive. This is a better kick. Iden has a chance from his 26. Cuts it inside, and he's up near the 40.
Mark Bednash Enterprises has the lowest prices guaranteed in home heating oil, which makes Bednash Enterprises your last call when you need oil. As the cold winter nights approach, call 570-876-9997.
So the Knights held to just 3 points. Their offense has really been shaken up by this Chiefs defense, who've done a nice job covering the spread. Remember, at the half, Lehman only had 129 total yards. So Ethan Adams from the shotgun, just a three-man rush. Barrett takes him down for the sack.
Well, the Chiefs do a nice job with their adjustment. They went with the three-man rush, which means now they can put 4 or 5 defenders in the secondary, and they get great pressure on there. And look at that shoestring tackle in there. Drops them for a 4-yard loss.
Barrett's first sack of the season, and it's a big one.
I'll tell you what, the Chiefs are having a lot of firsts at a great time to have it in a playoff championship game.
Swing pass to Iden, a staple of their offense, and he's nailed and taken down.
That was Cross Douglas that ended up like a big pinball machine, knocking him down. But more importantly, number 6 comes flying in here right there and forces him back inside, and you see that big hit.
Yeah, Douglas, 6'2", 255. He's getting some Division I looks. Adams back. The secondary's playing really well. He has nowhere to throw it, and he's ripped down by Spataro. And another loss.
Giovanni Spataro does a nice job reading that, collapses it, forces Adams back, and then you're going to see, again, I love our camera people. They do an awesome job. You'll see coming back from your right side of the screen, here comes Giovanni, and watch. There's another blue jersey right in there to shut that down.
I don't know if the Knights have seen this kind of pressure all season. Didn't see much. I didn't see the Crestwood game last week, so.
Again, the defensive line for Crestwood's very big, but they're strong, but they're not as fast as we're seeing here tonight.
Oh, just a high, hanging, short kick by Spencer. It's going to be a 17-yard kick.
Longworth's Restaurant in German is open 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. for breakfast and lunch, serving the area for 22 years, including delicious soups in pints and quarts. Check out our menu and full catering line at longworthsrestaurant.com.
So the Chiefs now up 11, an opportunity to roll the clock down as much as they can. They're at the 43-yard line. Again, trying to get their first district title since 2006. And it's been the Spataro brothers who've led the way. Lake Lehman wanted to take out C.J. Dupree. They have. But the other weapons really have come forward for Lakeland.
And the one that has vaulted this offense out there has been Nico Spataro today. With the way that he's taken it and he's running the ball. Now, again, his brother Giovanni, you know they're going to keep. They have to. That young man has over 4,000 yards in his career. They know he's a great running back, so they have to respect that. They have to almost spy him. The Pigeon has made some great catches when they've thrown the ball. So they've been really, really balanced tonight. And, again, there's no sense of urgency right now for the Chiefs to get the ball snapped.
Not at all. Now with a 2-score advantage.
They're going to have to call timeout.
Oh, well, that's not going to help. We'll take a quick timeout, I'm sure. 6:18 remaining in this District 2 3A championship. We are back at Lakeland Stadium. The Chiefs ahead over the Black Knights, 14-3. They have the ball on the second down. Here in the fourth quarter, it's been a very well-played game. Nico Spatero ripped down as coming in was Zaboski.
He does a nice job in here. I'll tell you what, he reads that and he fires. As we say, shoot the gun, he pulls the trigger right in there. Number 50 put the pressure, and you saw how he came in with that shoulder right there, taking the legs out of Nico Spatero.
Team's leading tackler this year. Chiefs not in any hurry, trying to remain undefeated, win a district title, and then either they'll play Wild Missing or Middletown. We'll get a score on that towards the end of the game, as they're playing now in District 3. The winner of the game will host District 3 champion. Quick pass to Pigeon, and that's well read by Trumbauer. He actually loses yardage back to the original line of scrimmage, and Lakeland will be forced to punt again.
Again, Zaboski does a nice job out there helping out. You'll see this, they just go with the quick swing pass out there, and then look at that, Trumbauer pull, and again, they lock them back for a 4-yard loss. Again, the Chiefs are just, they're milking the clock for every second.
Absolutely. 15 on the play clock. And the way they play defense, they have to be confident on that. Good high kick away from Iden. He can't catch it. I don't even know why he's still standing down there.
That's going to drive Coach Gilski crazy on that one. Oh my, get away from it.
Great field position kick. Ball's at the 13 for Lehman.
Imagine getting a nurse's aid scholarship and tuition assistance while getting paid as a CNA. Allied Services has excellent career opportunities for RNs, LPNs, and CNAs. Visit allied-services.org/careers today.
So let's see if Adams can get to work. Down the sidelines, trying to hit Monco, but good coverage down there on the outside. I think that might have been Bullock, number 23. Oh, and Pigeon over there.
There's just no, I mean, he just overthrew him on that one. Adams has a nice arm on him. He's just got to start throwing a little bit more accurate tonight. And again, right now they might be feeling a little bit of pressure with the clock running out and being behind by 2 scores.
Siemens with a big hit. Goes incomplete. The sophomore already with an interception and a big hit on Spencer.
Again, Adams rolling to his left. He'll stop, throw, and he sees it, and it's just a little bit high. And again, great coverage. And all he did was he just he just rubbed his shoulder into him.
Lakeland's rushing 3, putting back 7. Even 8. Here's Adams. He can run if he wants to. Instead, he's going to try to go down to Kennedy and force that. Siemens on the coverage, goes out of bounds, and I think at this point, Coach Gilsey might have to go for it.
Well, 4:18 left in your season at this point, and he needs a first down. Yep, they are.
So 4th down. This could be pretty much the game for Lake Lehman. Their offense has been held in check.
I mean, the Chiefs to hold this high-powered offense to 3 points. I mean, hats off to the defense coordinator and the entire Lakeland Chiefs right now. The game's not over, but the pressure now is on the Knights to start getting a touchdown, and they need another one after that.
So it's an Adams Cable timeout. We will tell you that Bishop McDevitt has ended Dunmore's season with a 47-0 win in the PIAA 2A playoffs.
Mark Bednash Enterprises has a full PA state inspection station, offers tire service and basic mechanical work. And coming soon to the area is an all-new one-stop mini mart shop. Call 570-876-9997.
Delaware Valley has beaten Altoona. They will advance in the 6A playoff. Congratulations to the Warriors. And it looks like if this score holds up, the winner of this game will play While Missing. They're beating Middletown 38-9, and While Missing is the #1 ranked team in the state by the services that do that. There's a couple of them, but they're both consensus #1.
I tell you what, those teams down in that Harrisburg, York County area,
yeah.
Wow, they've got some powerhouse teams down there.
So after the Adams Cable timeout, it's 4th down for Lake Lehman. Send an outside blitz. They're trying a little gadget play. It works. Iden has a 1st down and more.
Nice. They go with the hook and ladder on this.
Figure law 1st down.
This is a great call. 4th and 10. It's late in the game. Boom. There we go. Who do you want running the ball? You want your best running back, and he does a great job with that. Good call, Coach Gilski. Nice.
Spencer caught it and gave it right back to Iden. The hook and ladder works, and they're up to the 37. Adams going to try to get it out over there, and it's tipped away by Pigeon. He's had a great night on defense.
He really has. You know, offensively, they've thrown to him just a couple times. He had that touchdown in the first half, and now his defensive play is really what's keeping the Knights on their heels. Again, Adams, nice arm, throws the ball, perfect position, and again, perfect position as a secondary coach. You tell your guys, get that inside hip, and he broke that up with his inside arm, or excuse me, his outside arm.
If you're the Black Knights, what can you do when you have 8 guys dropping back? I mean, do you have to do crossing patterns? You have to find like
you're going to try to get a rub pattern in there, or what they call the pick play in there, to try to set something up in there. But again, the problem is,
here's Adams takes off, and he's going to have a figure law 1st down, runs out of bounds at the 48. Go ahead.
That 3-man pressure that they have is putting pressure on them. You would think with the 5 offensive linemen, but those 3 guys are so active and their feet are moving so quickly, their offensive line is pretty tired right now.
Adams again. Nowhere to go with the ball downfield.
And you see number 14 in there for Lakeland.
Barrett.
Shane Barrett, he's just spying the quarterback. So
trying to set up a little screen to Iden. Iden gets a block, and he's taken out of bounds. They're inside Chief territory. It's another figure law 1st down. Clock stops, 3:46.
Again, they're working the sideline. Robert Romanowski on this one. He reads that it's a screen. Stop, retraces his steps, and they threw it right up over him. And again, he's just a tremendous running back. He's got great skills and great strength.
Timeout Lakeland. Trying to get the defense set. They had a couple problems there, bringing guys in and out. It's another Adams Cable timeout, and it gives the Knights a chance to talk this one over. And we came in thinking low scoring. I said if it's going to be high scoring, it's going to be real high. But I mean, these defenses,
they came to play this evening.
Yep.
They really have. And I think more importantly, I think Coach Pete called this timeout to take their rhythm away and try to maybe slow down that momentum. Tell his kids, look, we know where it is. Play smart. Keep them in front of you. No one gets behind you.
The only game that I recall Lakeland trailing was that Wilkes-Barre game.
And that came down
to the special teams play.
Right, the punt.
Return with no time on the clock, pretty much.
And then they got the 2-point conversion.
And that's really what vaulted them to the #1 seed.
To get that 6A, yeah.
Wilkes-Barre had a winning record, a 6A team. They
Power
got the
points. Yep.
And Scranton Prep, we saw them against Valley View last week, didn't play their best game of the year. Credit that to Valley View. They played an outstanding game.
They really did.
Okay, back after the timeout, and we have a flag down.
That was good height on that flag from
Jason
Mr.
McDermott.
Yeah.
Delay of game against the offense. 5-yard penalty.
How can you even delay a game after a timeout?
Well,
They took that long?
They set the play clock.
Oh.
Even though the clock stopped, you
Yeah.
still have the play clock that you have to get in.
So it backs up Lake Lehman 5. Still first down. Dupree showing blitz. He comes, slow snap. They hold help him. They go down the middle. Trying to hit Wodrowski. Siemens was right there in his safety position to intercept that.
He was just playing, Siemens was just playing deep center field, just like a free safety should be, and then when he was right there, and he just tipped that ball up at the last second. Again, bad snap. Again, he's getting a much better time this time, and he had him. He had him, and again, Siemens, nice job.
He'll be back next year, 5'10", 170-pound sophomore. Okay, second down now for the Knights, down by 2 scores. Adams surveying, over the middle to Spencer. Maybe threw it a little bit too high for him.
Well, again, the quarterback's rolling to his left, and the receiver is going to the right, so you got that crisscrossing action in there. The ball wasn't, that has to be a perfect throw. You'll see he's rolling here, he's looking, and he sees it. It's just again, we're playing with high school football. These kids, they work their tails off, and again, they're coached up perfectly, and it's just, you got to always remember, they're just 15, 16, 17-year-old kids out there.
Adams with over 4,700 yards passing in his career, 56 touchdowns, trying to lead his team back. He finds Kutz out of the backfield, and he has a figure law first down inside the 25-yard line.
Again, credit Adams on this one. Again, looks to his left and then comes back to his right. Perfectly placed ball. And Kutz really is a tough runner. We know how good of a linebacker he is, and he gets out of bounds for that figured law first down.
This is 4th catch on the year, and it's good for 22 yards, and the clock stops. So if they can get a touchdown here, you're looking at an onside kick.
We're looking at another close game.
Adams, plenty of time, all day, goes to the end zone. Double coverage and is knocked away. Good job by Spencer, I think, just to knock it down.
The way they're playing that secondary coverage, they have the extra man back there because they're only rushing 3. So that's to their advantage. And you'll see how the play develops in here. He had perfect position to make that catch. Luke Spencer did.
He's shaken up. He had a banged up right arm, as you saw. We saw that in the Wyoming Erie game. He had a cast on it that he was using.
Yes, he did.
Maybe injured that. So Adams now, again. Here comes Dupree. They're going to set up a middle screen. Outside screen, excuse me. It's Iden, and he's tripped up. Good defense by Pigeon. And what a late hit later, I think, on Douglas. A flag comes in. Clock will stop. He had 10 yards, and then the flag came in, and I saw Douglas get up. I think he hit him while he was on the ground.
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact, number 53, defense, half the distance to the goal, down.
So helmet-to-helmet contact. We'll see this one again from the backside.
And again, you see the outside pressure. Again, when you not being touched as defensive lineman, you know it's a screen.
Okay, so the penalty gives Lehman the ball inside the Allied Services red zone at the 8. Not sure on that penalty, but no matter what, it stands. I got all kinds of flags flying.
Well, there was still 10 seconds on the clock, so I'm not sure what this one's going to, unless there was 12 men on the field.
You can count quick.
9, 10, 11.
Illegal substitution,
against the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Somebody out of the huddle or?
Yep, you can't come off the sideline. You have to be in the huddle.
Okay, this backs them up to the 13. Still need a touchdown, though. Even if you get a field goal, they need another touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
To get, yep.
So we already know that Pacheski has the leg. Little razzle-dazzle, back out to Adams, and it's covered by guess who? Pigeon.
His defensive play tonight has been great. What other adjectives you can. Again, that play started bad with another bad snap. They were trying some trickery. And again, great coverage. He wasn't fooled, disciplined. He stayed home and did his assignment.
Second down, under 3 to play. Adams looking to the end zone, and it's overthrown, trying to hit Spencer. He thinks he was held, but double coverage out there.
Yep, you saw, again, Pigeon had him covered like a blanket, and then number 6 coming back from his free safety, strong safety position. That's Lakota Dupree coming out to help out.
This is that was the 14th play of this drive. I mean, and they talked about controlling the possession, but too late in the game for that.
Too late for that, but again, things start going wrong the longer you possess the ball on an offensive drive.
Adams is going to lay it over the middle. The cuts, and he makes it in. It's a Hazelton Honda touchdown for Lake Lehman. 13 yards. Adams the cuts. That's a great catch with 2 guys in your face.
Nice job. Good snap in there. Again, perfectly placed ball. Great concentration. He splits the defenders for that touchdown.
So Cuts with 2 big receptions on that drive for the touchdown, and they'll go for 2 here to make it a 3-point game. 2:39 on the clock.
And you mentioned it earlier, Bob, with the possible onsides, if they get the recovery and if they get within field goal range with Pacheski, they know he can hit. We saw one tonight for 37 yards.
Adams rolling to the corner of the end zone, and it's caught. Caught by Spencer. The 2-point conversion is good, and suddenly we have a 3-point game.
Buckle up. We got a lot more game to go. Rolling out, and again, nice ball and great concentration to pull that in. Luke Spencer, nice job.
How about a 14-play, 87-yard drive? Ends in a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and as we expect, probably an onside kick. Look at my notes, but I'm not sure how many timeouts Lake Lehman has. I think 2.
They have 2 left,
yeah.
I believe so.
So not enough probably to just kick it normally and then.
No. But again, give the Lake Lehman Knights a lot of credit tonight. They didn't give up. They've been slugging. They've been stumbling, and all of a sudden now, late in the game, they put together a great drive. They get the 2-point conversion, and now we've got ourselves a really tight game.
As you would expect with a senior leading team, there's no give up in them.
No.
It's their last game ever, probably could be.
For one of these teams, it will be. And there's so much emotions that are attached to that. And sometimes your emotions get the best of you, and we saw that earlier this evening. But
so Pacheski lines up the Lackawanna College kickoff. He's lining it up for a onside kick. The hands team up for Lakeland at the 50. Big bounce, and Dupree picks it out of the air. Not the guy you want to kick it to, quite frankly. He's the biggest guy on the field, and he takes it down right at the 49-yard line. So you have 2 timeouts. I think you have a chance to get the ball back if you can stop Lakeland.
Well, they've been leaning on their defense all night, so what's one more stand to make it? And again, Bob, you said of all the targets to throw to or kick to, C.J. Dupree, I mean, he's as big as they come. And again, sure-handed.
Yep, going to be a tight end at Maryland.
I shook his hand at the beginning of the game. He came over to say hello, and Bob, he's got like bear claws. They're just huge.
First down would probably give Lakeland the 3A title. Giovanni runs it through, and he's taken down quickly by Kutz. A timeout called by Coach Gilski after the 3-yard gain. This is what we expected.
Yeah, you'll see the RPO, and again, Giovanni cuts up inside. There was an opening that created by that offensive line. Again, short gain. More importantly, they started to take some of the time off. Coach Gilski calls a timeout.
And we're going to have a clock adjustment, I think.
He was screaming at the official, his side official, about that.
Yep, I think they're going to try to figure out the clock situation for this Adams Cable timeout. Congratulations to Crestwood, the District 2 4A champions. They beat last year's winner, Dallas, 34-14, the final. So Jersey Shore will host Crestwood, Crestwood will host Jersey Shore next week, District 4 coming to District 2, and talking to Mike Agnoski from District 2, that is confirmed. They will go to Crestwood.
Well, Coach Arcangeli is enjoying this one tonight.
Yeah.
But it'll be over by the time midnight hits.
So 2:25 now on the clock.
Mr. McDermott's looking for the head coach to put some time back on the clock.
Yep.
I feel like they're looking at us right now, Bob, telling us.
I think they're saying 2:27 maybe. 2:28. 2:28.
I think it's 2:28 because Coach Gilski was holding 3 fingers up earlier.
Well, remember last time 2 years ago it was a 3-point game.
It was
that Lakeland won 6-3 in overtime. So the Spatero brothers in the backfield. The quarterback, Nico, going to try to get some blocking, and he doesn't want to go out of bounds. He does. A break for Lake Lehman. He goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line. That stops the clock.
He was actually stopping at the sideline, and then you'll see Lake Lehman smartly right here. They throw him out of bounds.
John Gumble, our cameraman, Johnny on the spot.
Boy, I'll tell you, he's done that the last 3 games he's gotten. He's at the right place at the right time and giving us great footage.
He absolutely is, as Sean Hanley is down cramping up. He's up quickly. No timeout called. I don't believe there was a timeout. There's no need for a timeout if you're
the ball
Lake
went
Lehman.
out.
Ball went out of bounds. I did not see a timeout signaled by Jason McDermott. Yeah, they're calling both teams out. It was an injury timeout. Oh boy, this is setting up.
I'll tell you what, my heart rate is starting to beat a lot faster now.
You're okay. You're all right. Okay, so 3rd down. Do you go to the air to try to get the first, get it to Dupree? What do you?
No.
Still running.
They're going to stay on the ground, I believe.
They're going to get in their two tight end formation.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's going to cost them a first down.
Yep, that's.
Ooh, that's tough. Simonson moved right in front of the ball. It is offsides. That could just about do it for Lake Lehman.
It's
a figure law, the biggest figure law first down of our season. If you're a Lakeland fan, it moves the chains and gives them a new set of downs. Wow.
Hard count. That's what Coach P was telling them. Let's go. Like I said earlier, we're going to go on 2 or 3. And really go hard count. And they drew it for that figured law first down.
Nico Spatero driven out. He stays inbounds. Clock will still roll. It's no gain on the play. Timeout called by Coach Gilski. So it's an Adams Cable timeout. They may have one more. He signaled that he
Yeah,
had one.
usually they'll blow the whistle and they have their signal for that when you're out of timeouts.
So Lake Lehman, it looks like they have one more. So, I mean, the clock is not moving quick during these plays. 5, 6 seconds at most.
And we don't have a 2-minute warning, so the clock doesn't stop at 2 minutes, but these 2 minutes will end up being an easy 10 minutes when we start playing.
Lake Lehman, 2013 was the last championship. 2006 for Lakeland. Nice crowd on hand, about 400 spectators allowed in here. Both teams have their cheerleaders, and Lakeland has their band, so that's nice to see. On a beautiful November evening at Chapman Lake.
November 6th, and it was 72 degrees out today. Wonderful.
Giovanni. Whistle blows. Taken down quickly by Blaze Neperkowski, the senior. Clock continues to roll.
You'll see right in here, Blaze Naperkowski, 5'7", 240 pounds, does a nice job stopping Giovanni in there. The Knights, and I've said it earlier, they have not given up. They're being patient, but time is against them right now, and they need to get a stop or a turnover.
.25-second clock at 3 now. One thing, you don't want a penalty, that's for sure. Oh, they're going to say movement. Nope, movement. Now, that was not a delay of game. I was looking at the clock.
Oh, I was looking at the clock, too. That's why I saw
I don't
zero.
But I don't think so.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 64, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay
Well,
third
that's
down.
like a timeout for Lake Lehman.
It is.
Clock
It
stops on 3rd down. So now it's 3rd and 15. Coach Gilski, I can read lips on that one. Watch the ball, he said. Watch the ball.
You know the hard count's coming. But again, even if they get the hard count, it's still going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Coach B does go in the air on this one.
Well, they've held C.J. Dupree, no catches. He really hasn't done anything, but he's punted excellent. He's played good defense. Off the eye, they give it to Giovanni, and he skips through, and he's tripped up. Or he had a little more yardage coming his way. Simonson tripped him up.
You'll see right here, they just go with that outside power game. You see number 54 pulling.
Well,
and again, the Knights just shut it down.
I say tripped him up. He had him up high, so it looked like a trip. So they will punt. They're going to let the clock roll down, maybe. So about 30 seconds left when Lake Lehman will get the ball. So we'll wait the clock under 10 to play. Now, if you're C.J. Dupree, I think you don't want to put it into the end zone, right? You want to just...
They should tell him to kick it to the sideline, corner kick, so that way it's really, there's nowhere for it to be returned, and it goes out of bounds.
Fans on their edge of their seats as Lake Lehman's late touchdown has cut this advantage to 3. Lake Lehman going to rush. Dupree, he gets it off. Iden from his 10. And he's taken out by Siemens.
Good coverage there. Number 64 coming down, staying in his lane. They do a real nice job, and again, there's nowhere for Iden to return that ball. Secures, and he starts his cut. And again, you see 1, 2, 3, 4. The blue jerseys just kept coming at him. what we talk about is casting a net on special teams where you stay in your lanes, you cast that net, and then when your ball carrier is right in front of you, you pull it tight.
So what kind of leg does Pacheski have? We saw a 37-yarder tonight. I'm going to say that's about his reach.
I would say safely, yeah, probably 40. I agree with you, Bob.
Lakeland will rush, looks like 3. Dupree playing kind of the middle. 2 safeties back. Adams with time. Looking, over the middle he goes. It's caught. And taken down for a figure law first down is Monco. Quickly up to the 25. Clock, of course, stops because of the first down. And I don't know if they could have ran the play because they didn't have the chain set.
Well, they don't have to have the second stick set.
Okay.
It's only the first down marker and the first chain. Once he puts that heel and they put it down, they'll start winding that clock.
2nd and 10.
So second down. You're looking at 2 plays at most here, I would think. Dupree, the safety's all the way back inside his own 40. They're going to set up a little screen to Iden. This probably would do it. Ball's flipped over. It's recovered by Pigeon, and that will do it. The Lakeland Chiefs are the District 2 3A champions of 2020. A great defensive effort by the Chiefs. They got 2 scores when they needed it. And Lake Lehman loses 2 games in a row. And they'll end the season at 7-2. Lakeland goes to 5-0.
We saw 2 defensive teams battling it out tonight.
That we did. So both teams will line up. Say congratulations. Hannah will have our players of the game, and we'll do that on the other side. So the final score, Lakeland 14, Lake Lehman 11 in the District 2 3A final.
Steve.
So in a roller coaster season for the Lakeland Chiefs, they win the District 2 3A championship by 3, and O'Reilly with the Spatero brothers, who are our Allied Services players of the game. Hannah?
Well, Bob and Jan, I have Domenico and Giovanni here. We are keeping the success in the family. Giovanni, I'm going to start with you. Your team was down for almost the whole first half, but then we saw a shift. What started changing for you guys?
Just you got to get the kids going. They kept going all day. They were fighting all day from the first play to the last play. They did not stop. And I knew they had my back, and they just kept going.
A big touchdown for you in the third quarter. Talk to us about what was going through your head during that.
I knew Lehman was getting tired, you could tell, and our guys were just hyped up, ready to go. We just had to keep grinding them, and we did it.
Now, your coach said to me earlier, your team does well under pressure, and Lake Lehman gave you guys a lot of it. How did your team respond to that and stay focused out there tonight?
We play as a family, which is great. So we're all just playing together, staying focused together, and we all know we all got each other's back.
Now, Domenico, player of the game, right by your brother's side. How does it feel to win the first playoff game of the season?
It's wonderful, especially with it. We lucked out with coming to districts and not having to play a game. But to do it besides him and besides my second family out here, it's really cool.
Now, big touchdown there in the second half. Talk to us about how that worked for you and your team.
Well, that drive, we really killed down on the penalties. We stopped trying to killing ourselves, and we moved on. We got our heads up, and we just executed, and we did good.
Now, next week you guys face Wyomissing. What do you think your team's going to need to do to dominate that game?
We just need to do what we've been doing. We need to communicate. We need to just keep on going out here and executing our plays, and we'll be fine.
All right, well, congratulations to you both. It's going to be a great night in the Spatero household tonight, Bob and Jan.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Lake's going to be rocking tonight up here.
Oh, it is.
Chapman Lake, their first District 2 championship since 2006. So congratulations to them. And, boy, they did just enough. They made the adjustments they needed to make. that late second quarter, the momentum started to shift their way.
Well, that touchdown right before the half was the momentum they needed to get, at the spark they needed to get moving. And we saw their defense really do a nice job shutting down that high-powered Lake Lehman offense this evening. I mean, they shut those receivers down. They did a nice job keeping Iden in check, and they also did that with Adams' leg, and more importantly, his arm was really not that effective tonight because of the way they were playing their defense.
Absolutely. So for the Black Knights, a disappointing end, 2 straight losses. They end up losing the 3A championship. That loss last week really cost them the home field advantage, if there is an advantage. But instead of hosting them back up in the back mountain area, they had to travel down here to Lakeland, play on the grass, which is a little bit different. And, nothing to take. Don't take anything away from Lake Lehman. What a great season.
They had a great season this year. Coach Gilski was hyped to have the season, and they were fortunate to get 9 games in this year. Unfortunately, I mean, most coaches would be very happy to say they went 7-2, but the 2 losses that Coach Gilski just had, I mean, the playoff thing, again, they would rather have played on their black turf. We saw Iden slip a few times tonight when he was making his cuts. So, and the field's in good shape, but it was just not what they're used to.
Well, this roller coaster ride ends happily. No one getting sick on this ride for Lakeland. They get it taken away, get it back, host, and they win the District 2 3A championship. We're on to the playoffs, PIAA style. We'll let you know next week who you will see right here on my TV next Friday at 7 p.m. So for Hannah O'Reilly, Beyond Seachak, and the entire Fox 56 sports crew, this is Bob Ide saying congratulations to the Chiefs, your District 2 3A champs.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.